So we got some questions last week about why certain weather apps like Apple Weather have been showing ridiculous numbers in their forecasts where ours are a lot more reserved.
Yeah. So what is, for people not familiar, Apple Weather, and then why is ours more accurate?
Because they typically choose a model to go with, and we'll have a graphic up here soon that shows you there's several models to pick at when you go further down the road when it regards to temperature. And a lot of those just pick one. They don't have a human involved with it, and that's what you get. It's usually raw numbers, not bias corrected. As we say, we like to correct the numbers based on how the trends go. That's called bias corrected. But they'll just shoot that out, so you will get some crazy numbers if they pick one of the models that is predicting to be very high in the temperature.
So let's see the app here. Do we have that? Here we go. So they have what?
109 on Tuesday.
So that's probably not going to happen.
No. No, they're picking one of the models, and that's ours. As you see, we kind of look at other information, as well as the National Weather Service does too. Kind of blend of models goes into that, and it results in a temperature that's more expected. Once again, it could still get to 109. It's still a remote possibility, but it's a very tiny possibility. But really, our temperatures look like that. If we go to the next graphic, you'll see in the system, it'll show you how much model data that we do get that goes out further in the future. There it is. That white high line, that's our forecast. That's the max temp. Now, all those other little squiggly lines, those are model data that goes out and depicts the high temperatures. Now, as you go further out, you can see some of those are getting all the way up to 100 as we get towards Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We're kept ours further down, closer to more of the consensus. And that's what you see with a lot of them. If you have someone involved, they can pick the one that works well. Or in some cases, we have one that has like 1,000 members, a blend in there. So it looks at everything and does a lot of statistics stuff with it. So it ends up with a temperature that's at least a little bit closer to average what it should be. But once again, it gets a lot of uncertainty as you get towards the future. So depending on which app you look at or which one you have, a lot of times there's no forecaster looking at that. They're just shooting one model into it, and that's what you're going to get.
No human input.
No. No.
But ours is. But
ours has human input. We look at all the 10 days. We look at that. We make sure that it is in line with what we're expecting to be happening. So that goes with temperature, that goes with winds, that goes with everything. A lot of those apps focus on maybe the first 72 hours. Beyond that, they're just going to put a model in there, and you're going to live with it. So.
And I guess a later version of the Apple app had the temperature on Tuesday back down to like.
Once again, that model is going to change back and forth each run. I mean, there's 4 runs typically with long range models, and then sometimes there's an ensemble that goes out that far. So you will see it jump around. So don't be surprised. One day it's 109, that far out 107. It could go down to 92, because it all plays in how far that heat dome is going to go up or north or south. So models kind of try to depict on how far north it's going, and that can change run to run.
And if you absolutely can't use our app, do you have a suggestion of what app someone should use?
You know what? I think the National Weather Service by far is the best. If you don't have an app, they can go. They don't have an app either, but they got a website, and they typically are using consensus models too. So all in all, if you don't have model data, what we do is go back to climatology. So what's the average temperature? Should be 78. So if you got nothing else to go off, you go 78 typically. Okay. So usually it's going to end up with that.
So you have 5 different apps. You're going to have 5 different.
You can. That is exactly true. And you can have more than that. There's a lot.
I think there's got to be one of the most popular categories on phone apps is weather.
It is, because it automatically comes on in every phone now. Apple has one, Google has stuff, so everyone has it. So it's right there in your hands. So once again, like I said, just be aware, be advised. If you see a temperature, check ours before you do that.
Channel 3000 weather app.
Yes.
The most accurate. It's certified, right?
It is.
All right, Greg. Thanks for going beyond the barometer with us.